Now, I've been reviewing golf clubs for a long time, and I've got to say this is probably an all-time low in terms of interest in new golf clubs. And I don't just mean in terms of YouTube reviews, I mean in general. Even the manufacturers themselves seem so low-key when a new product is launched. I just don't understand what's going on. You see, this is a brand new set of clubs that I'm testing today, and quite honestly, nobody's interested in them. Right, I've only got a pitching wedge in hand, but we'll see if we can get a chip and run, as these are firm and fiery right now, to say the least. Is that too short? No, do you know what? That could actually be good. It's still not stopped. And I think it's time that we got some thoughts from you and some feedback so that I understand as a YouTube creator where we want to go in this space, because I am a little concerned. If you look at the YouTube space right now, then views are falling off a cliff in terms of product reviews, that is. And if we go back sort of 10 years maybe, Rick Shields led the way in terms of product reviews, built his whole channel based on product reviews, and now doesn't even do them. So you've got to ask yourself why. And all of the YouTube channels that are predominantly populated by golf club product reviews are seeing a downward spiral. Views are, well, lower than ever, like I said, and it's a problem across the industry. So that's YouTube, but that's not the only problem and not the only indicator that there's a problem within this new golf product launch. And from a brand's perspective, I also don't quite understand what's going on, because unless it's the sort of major annual release in January where the drivers come out, all of the products almost seems a lack of interest from a marketing perspective, that is. So I've seen so many irons in particular that have been released in the last year, 18 months, and the manufacturers just don't seem to make the song and dance about them that they used to. And we all know there could be a real big reason for that, and it could also be a major problem that not only for the manufacturers but also the industry as a whole, and I'll get to that bit a bit later on. So that's the manufacturers done. Is there another problem? What are the main problems as I see it, and what's going on within the industry right now? Well, I'm going to glance to my phone. I've got 4 things to identify, and I can't even remember what those are. Number one, and being the major one in my opinion, is perhaps affordability. There's not a great deal of loose change in anyone's pockets right now, and I think luxury items such as golf clubs is probably going way down the list. So that's probably a major factor. Number 2, no gains, and I mean as in whether that be yardage, performance gains, I suppose. It's just, I'm doing reviews and every product is almost identical nowadays. It's very different to identify differences between club to club. Third thing, governing bodies restrictions have meant a ceiling has been hit. Now we know that in terms of, if we look at drivers in particular, and this one is the one I'm referring to, there's restrictions been put in place, which means we've hit the ceiling. We can't go any further. The trampoline in effect has been pulled away from drivers and manufacturing processes. I think that is a major concern, because although I understand it in a pro game, I think there's a lot of excitement been taken away from the amateur golfer, where he's trying to hit the ball as far as he can. There's nothing more enjoyable than hitting a drive as far as you can, and getting a little bit of a help out of a different driver generated interest, generated excitement, and I think that's been lost. Good thing or bad thing? I think from an excitement point of view and from an interest point of view, I think the golfer is losing out a little bit. But I do understand why those restrictions are in place. Nothing really new or innovative has happened. I would say that in the last 10 years, we've had a couple of things. 10k drivers had a little bit of excitement about them. Zero torque putters was probably the only innovation, if you like, where something changed fundamentally with the way a product worked. Whether you agreed with it or not is a different story, but at least it generated an interest. And I think what we've seen is that, again, if you go back, hollow bodied irons popped up, I don't know what it was now, 5, 6, maybe 8 years ago, was it 2017? And again, there was a little bit of a buzz around those hollow bodied irons. If you think about it right now, and if you can put it down in the description below, in the comment section rather, down below, what is happening? What is happening that excites you? Because for me, there is zero innovation. We've hit the ceiling in so many different product categories. There is literally nowhere to go. And those four things are all having a very negative impact in the world of golf products, in my opinion. Oh, that's beautiful. Right on line. Oh my God. I had the best of bounces this morning. So I need your help, I need your guidance, because right now we're kind of trying to evaluate where we are on the channel, as we always are. But the product review thing is an interesting one. We have lessened off over the last 12 months, you'll have probably noticed that. And I think it's been a positive for us. We haven't sort of bombarded people with product reviews, and I think that's the plan, is the way we'll continue. We'll be sort of selective about what we show on the channel. Where I think there's something to be learned, gained, or a product of interest, then that's what we'll continue to do. But by the same token, I'd be interested in sort of your feedback and your thoughts on how you'd like to see it move forward. Maybe you'd like to see some older product reviewed, I don't know. Yeah, well, any help or any opinion will be welcomed. Let me know what you think about my thoughts right now on how this industry seems to be in a little bit of a struggle right now, a little bit of a lull, and I'd love to see some interesting innovation hit the marketplace that we can all get excited about again. Anyway, that's me, I'm all done. Thank you for watching. A little bit of air and opinion, a little bit of a chat. Hope you enjoyed that one, and I'll speak to you all soon.